Here we have a video brought to you by 118ink.com, and we're using Printer Refresh ink here. It's really good quality. I couldn't recommend any other ink more. That's what we use. And we sell it all on our website on 118ink.com. Just search for HP refill kits and you'll find the kits that you need. This particular cartridge, like I said, is a HP61, but the same method applies for a HP61 XL. So for these, we put in 4 mils of ink. That's the hole there. I'll tell you how we got to that stage in a little bit. And if you were refilling a HP61 XL, I'd recommend putting 10 mils in. You don't want to put too much ink in because you've got your own ink, so you can refill at your leisure. So the first thing is to remember that when you refill your ink cartridge, it will always say low on ink. There's just no way around that. But you know, the printer might say to you this has been previously used, but just ignore it and it will work perfectly fine. You know it's an original part, it's not going to do any harm whatsoever. And you know, a lot of printer manufacturers tell you, oh, your warranty will be voided if you use cartridges that, you know, aren't genuine HPs or whatever. But the thing is, once you've done this once, you've practically saved the price of the printer anyway. So you know, it's a no-brainer. If you had to buy a new printer, you know, it's not the end of the world. But I've never had to buy a new printer, and none of our customers ever had either. Just so what we do is we want to make sure that this cartridge is empty. Might sound a bit stupid, but sometimes it might just not be printing properly and there could be ink in it. So the reason we do this is because if we know the cartridge is empty, we know it can take 4 mils of ink. If we're not quite sure, we don't know how much to put in, and then it'll start overflowing and contaminating. So what we do is we put the cartridge into this priming tool. I'll show you how I got that in there. I would just clip that in. That's one of the most important parts to buy in our kit. You get this very professional priming tool, which makes it so easy. So at the bottom, there's a little hole. I'll just wipe that off. There's a little hole there. So so what we want to do is you get this other 2 mil syringe and you push that in, and what we want to do is we want to make sure that this cartridge actually is empty. So we're just sucking down, and you can see I can't really pull much more out. A tiny bit of ink has come out of there. So we're gonna now I'm confident that is empty, that cartridge. So what we do now is we're going to get this syringe of ink that I've already filled just for the purpose of the video, and I'm going to go in through here. Now that hole, this cartridge was actually refilled twice before, so just to show you how easy it is to do. And the first time we made the hole, you can literally just pierce through that area. But we've made the hole just a bit bigger so you can see exactly where the ink's going to go and stuff. There's no need to make it big or anything, just poke through with this. The hole is underneath, there's no drilling required. You just push through the paper label. And we want to go about halfway down the sponge, which the sponge is in here. So we wanted to go about the needle to go about halfway. So I've always put my finger like that so I know how far down to go. So I just push in nice and gently. And then this is really important. Inject really, really slowly and keep it all upright. And nice and steady. I'm doing about 1 mil every 3 seconds. And I just think that's a great way to do it. Even slower. Take your time. Have a little break near the end. Make sure the sponge is getting every chance to soak it up. Now, if you do this quickly, it will not work. You'll have ink absolutely everywhere. So again, going all the way down. See, a little bit has come out. So what you can do is you can push back up a little and just take out a tiny, tiny amount. And we'll put that there. And then I'll just give that a little clean. Again, the ink doesn't do any harm. Right, we'll just give it a little bit to settle, because like these sponges are really hard wearing, so they're not like your normal household sponge. They just take a little bit more sucking out. So I come back to this syringe that I used to suck it out at the start to make sure it was empty. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put that through there, and I'm going to I'll just move that there. I'll just show you. I'm going to just suck out a little bit more. You see, I just sucked out nice and handy. So I'll just put that there. And we'll clean the bottom of this. Make sure there's no ink on anywhere on these copper parts. Just make sure there's no copper parts. Just nice and clean. What we're going to do now is we're going to dab up. That's why this kitchen roll is here. I'm going to dab up and see if it will. There you go. You want a big blob like that really the first time you do that, because there's a lot of ink at the bottom. And then next time, you see it's a bit skinnier. Perfect. And if I was to drag that along, that's kind of like mimics how it would print. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. No breaks. It's absolutely perfect. So, like I said, we put in 4 mils of ink into this, the 61, and if you were to do the 61 XL, I would recommend 10 mils. It could take a little bit more, but there's no need to. It'll work really, really well with those quantities. Thank you very much.